Kanji tapped. There was no choice, and the CEO remains British Women's Champ.
I do feel like I let a lot of people down. Everything that happened in that room with her felt too good for that to be my last opportunity for our championships.
Emerson Jane!
For those of you who need reminded of who I am Emerson Jane. And back in 2019, I was the queen of the ring. I ran this women's division. And the only reason why Kanji has risen to the top is because I've not been here. But I am back. And I will take out everyone, starting with Kanji.
Jane pulled the referee into Kanji.
Although you were victorious, I went home that night whilst you were on the way to a hospital. I showed up where you failed to.
It was meant to be Emerson Jane taking on a Luna here this evening.
You had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and you couldn't get the job done. No one would have got the job done. Me, Emerson Jane.
I'm going to offer you one more challenge. Kanji versus Emerson 2, if you show up.
I think Kanji understood Emerson Jane loud and clear just 1 week after that match. Kanji had the biggest match of her career against the undisputed British Women's Champion Mercedes Moné at high stakes. Kanji came out to address the London fans, and Emerson Jane interrupting, saying, yes, you did let everyone down, Kanji. Followed it up by defeating Kanji in our main event in Coventry last month.
Hey, listen, if Kanji hadn't lost, maybe we'd have a undisputed women's championship match here today. Because the current champion sure as hell ain't here, is she?
Jane seeing herself as a guardian of the women's division and thinks Kanji just wasn't good enough.
She wasn't. Well, as Emerson Jane said, that's wrong. But isn't it weird? Isn't it weird, wouldn't you say? How, you know, Revolution Pro Wrestling matchmakers, not particularly fond of Emerson Jane. She's from Scotland. Weirdly enough, this is the only match where the Scottish referee isn't present.
Of all your conspiracy theories, that's one of the weirder ones, I think.
I'm just saying.
You think there would be Scottish bias?
Of course. Have you met them? But instead, we get Nottingham O's Oscar Harding here to referee a Kanji match. Ridiculous.
After that loss to Emerson Jane, Kanji did get back to winning ways in London at the start of this month. Against
lost against the champion, didn't she?
But here's the thing, there's so many incredible women vying for that championship right now that even a single loss can set you back a long, long way.
Who's the #1 contender?
I don't think we have one announced right now.
See? Who's next in line? When's the next match happening? When's the belt being defended? Where's the champion?
Those are all open questions. Kanji will going to force the issue here, though, by winning, getting a win back against Emerson Jane. You think last week as well in the British J Cup, Serena Deeb was here, had a victory over the Cup Pro Collective's Lizzie Evo. So again, you've got so many different moving pieces here. Other members of the CTC, I'm sure, would like their shot. So when that announcement comes, and I gather it's imminent about when the next Mercedes Moné title defense is.
Oh, I'm sure
there is no.
Sure. How convenient.
There's no shortage of options. Is my point here. Kanji and Emerson Jane.
Oscar Harding calling for the bell.
These two just tearing into each other straight away. Look at them both striking the other with right hands or with elbows in the case of Jane. Get to the midsection, second one gets swatted away by Jane. Jane able to strike Kanji right in the side of the jaw, but Kanji firing back with a boot.
Huge that enziguri there from Emerson Jane, but straight into a German suplex. Turned her inside out from Kanji. One of Emerson Jane's own though.
This is intense. Remarkably intense even between these two. It was pretty impressive last time we saw them in Coventry. You saw the controversial ending to that with Jane kind of pulling the referee over the top of the two of them. Jane will say there was nothing wrong with the manner of her victory last time, and she's going to prove it was no fluke by doing it again here.
Oh, Kanji though flying out that corner with a forearm.
This isn't your typical Kanji style of match, I don't think. Kanji likes to be very methodical, very technical in her approach.
Of course.
This has just been charging at each other and seeing who can withstand the heat.
But she's not gotten to, and that is one thing to keep in mind throughout this contest. Kanji has not been gotten to by Emerson Jane, and Kanji does not believe that she let everyone down against Mercedes Moné, despite Kanji, frankly, letting everyone down against Mercedes Moné.
But, I mean, I know you're being deliberately obtuse, but I actually agree with you to some extent, because I think Kanji does have that self-doubt. And I think she has been gotten to use your words, because there is that part of her who does worry that she's let everyone down. Yes. And when Emerson Jayne put voice to that just 1 week after the match, I think it really, really did upset Kanji.
Oh, big basement drop kick there from Kanji.
Jayne is flat out now after that drop kick. Jayne just holding her left eye, obviously caught her hard in the face there. Kanji not going to give her any time to recuperate, going to grab her by the head and pull her back up. Snapmare from Kanji.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Kanji.
Wow. Listen to that. Is that all you've got, says Emerson Jayne. Kanji says, no, it's not all I've got, have another.
Emerson Jayne unwilling to take a third, surprisingly.
Jayne, though, chops to the throat. Kanji getting grabbed by the hair, pulled backwards into the backbreaker.
Christ.
Kick into the front of the right shoulder from Emerson Jayne. Jayne with a pronounced mean streak. We're seeing it. We were seeing it till Kanji got the boot up into the face. Kanji takes it down again. Another strike to the back. Oh, she's not talking trash now, isn't Emerson Jayne, after 3 of those?
That's so sad. Oh, straight to the side of the temple. Kanji just booted her opponent in the head.
Jayne has rolled under the bottom rope. That one caught her.
Absolutely, and Oscar Harding gone to check on Kanji's opponent.
Kanji having to match this viciousness, this ruthlessness of Emerson Jayne. She's done so here, but it may be that the match is going to have to finish early. Kanji, no.
Kanji, come on.
Well, unless the referee's going to call it off, it's fair game, I guess, for Kanji. Oscar Harding has checked, thinks that Emerson Jayne is able to go on.
Kanji not letting up on Emerson whatsoever.
Jayne
Emerson stopping herself smartly. Oh, Jesus Christ, backbreaker on the outside.
Another one of those backbreakers, this time on that hard floor. That could have been a real critical turning point for Jayne, the fact that she was able to put those brakes on and prevent herself from going into that steel post. Jayne still, though, holding onto her head. Definitely rattled her skull. Did that kick from Kanji earlier on.
Kanji fighting back here against Emerson Jayne, just raining down those forearms. Jayne creating some distance here, and again back to that backbreaker.
Just relentless with the backbreakers here is Jayne. Jayne, I think, using the logic that if it's working, keep doing it.
Oh, and look at her just bending Kanji in half over a knee. Ruthless.
Just trying to snap that torso in two if she can, but Kanji forcing her way back up, and a big left hand. That won't do the head any favors. Kanji with another strike that would have rattled Emerson Jayne once again. Here comes Kanji.
A wheelbarrow into, no, caught in the armbar, Kanji looking to clasp their hands together, trying to relieve pressure on her arm. Emerson Jayne looking to break that grip, looking to straighten out the arm and really affect that elbow, stamping away at the face, at the neck of Kanji, looking for anything that will release that grip strength. Kanji, fingers slipping, just about manages to hold on, traps the foot, tries to turn Emerson Jayne over, manages to get her over and just twists the ankle, twists the foot of Emerson Jayne. Brutal hold here by Kanji, stretching back on that ankle and straight into the toe and ankle hold, looking to push those toes towards the back of Emerson Jayne. No, Emerson Jayne manages to roll through Kanji straight into the corner, feeling back out, and Emerson Jayne now tilt-a-whirl into another backbreaker.
Goodness me, another one from Emerson Jayne after a remarkable exchange there. 2 count for Jayne. These two so able to reverse counter each other's holds. Jayne, though, knows what her strategy is coming in here. And even with those shots to the head, she's sticking to that plan. She's going to try to get the suplex, more damage to the back. Jayne, I did feel like Jayne looked like she didn't entirely know where she was for a minute or two after that strike to the head earlier. But
Jesus Christ.
She's right back on her game now. Buries the knees into the abdomen, goes for the cover and a 2 count. Just to emphasize, I know we said it earlier, but Kanji simply cannot afford a second defeat here to Emerson Jayne if she wants any hope of getting another shot at Mercedes Moné.
Kanji just striking away at the head of Emerson Jayne, who's relentlessly holding on with that. Nope, Kanji's turned out the chin lock and goes behind with a schoolboy roll-up. No.
They didn't get enough of her body weight on top of the body of Emerson Jayne there, I don't think. How many is that now?
I've counted 16 so far, Dave.
Jayne, yeah, patting herself on the back. She feels like she's well on course here to getting the job done once again against Kanji and adding more evidence to her claim that Kanji isn't good enough. But Kanji, hold on.
Kanji, beautiful variation of an octopus. Grabbing both legs, inverted triangle almost, and looking to break the arms and elbows of Emerson Jayne, turning it into a double hammerlock. No, stretching around and, oh, Kanji, no. Oh,
snapping that arm after forcing those shoulder blades together. Torturous pain for Emerson Jayne. Jayne was like, and that could break your arm. Jayne just shaking her left hand here, just trying to get some feeling back into that limb. The love from the Rev Pro fans being vocalized again for Kanji. Is Kanji again trying to stretch those arms of Emerson Jayne backwards. Oh, it does. Look at that.
Jesus
Look at the angle there of that left arm.
Just looking to torque those elbows towards each other is Kanji. Emerson Jayne doing well to find a base, seated down, but Kanji just abusing the situation with those brutal stomps to the back of Emerson Jayne's head. Emerson Jayne up to a vertical base now, trying to turn it around and switches his up on Kanji. Kanji, no. Through the legs this time. Drops down.
So unpredictable.
Jesus.
Kanji, Kanji with a...
Just twist the neck of Emerson Jayne.
A variation on the Kanji Sabre Jr. before the clubbing strike right into the back of the neck.
Brutal work from Kanji.
Kanji leaping on top. Emerson Jayne holding on only just. Kanji, I'm sure, has not for a single day since losing that main event in Coventry in the early part of May. I'm sure we'll have been thinking about every single second of that match and what she would like to do differently here in York Hall.
Absolutely come through with a game plan that she's following to the letter as Kanji, and just brutal elbow to the back of the skull there. Looking for it again. Picture perfect, spot on accuracy from Kanji.
Again, remember the shot to the head earlier on. It looked like Emerson Jayne had recuperated from that, but Maybe not after 3 of those to the back of the head. Kanji rolling her over. Jane looking lifeless here, but suddenly comes back to life and uses both legs to kick out of the cover. Kanji gonna hook her arm under the chin there of Emerson Jayne.
Controlling the wrist. No. Emerson Jayne grabbing Kanji's wrist, stopping her from being able to get this cinched in as fully as she'd like. And Emerson Jayne working around to control the position against Kanji. Very smart work from Emerson Jayne. Twists under, and again looking for that backbreaker. Kanji this time just punching away, straight into the corner.
And Jane's going to go to the ropes. You know what she's looking for here? The shadow fax.
Jesus.
Jane, so intelligent in escaping the clutches of Kanji moments earlier. Now the shadow fax, maybe about to put her on the brink of a win. Kanji dropped on her front with huge ferocity from Emerson Jayne. And she's still in this somehow, is Kanji. You're looking at 2 women here at the height of their powers, both of them coming in with a strategy, both executing it. A pleasure to watch this one. And I don't think we're any closer to knowing who's going to win it, but maybe we will be in the second.
Oh, crikey.
Emerson Jayne off the top. The risk did not pay off. And how much will Emerson Jayne come to rue that decision? Kanji, that wheelbarrow. Dropping her on her front, stretching the arms back. And think again about all of the damage already done to those arms of Emerson Jayne. Kanji trying to adjust her legs here.
Emerson Jayne, though, looking to find a base again, and Kanji just absolutely slogging away at the face of Emerson Jayne. Emerson Jayne in a lot of trouble looking for the Romero special. No, Emerson Jayne rolls back. Brings Kanji up. Oh, Jesus.
Kanji trying to hook
on
her
the ropes,
legs.
on the ropes, on the ropes. Ice!
And it's a hangman cutter from Emerson Jayne. Jayne sits down on Kanji looking for the victory. Kanji somehow, and I have no idea how, but she kicked out once more. Jayne, who's wrestled something close to a perfect match in terms of the strategy she came in here with, I think looking very, very frustrated that given how well she's performed here, that this isn't done.
Emerson just toying with Kanji now. Not necessarily the smartest move here from Emerson Jayne. Really wants to be swarming Kanji right now and trying to put her away, but Kanji just getting wound up by those shots from Emerson. Both competitors trading open palm slaps to the side of the temple, looking for a knockout shot. Kanji now finding volume. Emerson Jayne down to her leg.
Yes.
Oh, Christ.
Strategy went out the window there for both these women as a slap from Jayne, and that again seems to have infuriated Kanji, who fires back with the elbow.
She's not done, she's not done.
These slaps from Kanji. Kanji was looking to get the elbow.
Jesus, what a German! No, Kanji found the double wrist lock. Looking to move the hand away from the back of Emerson Jayne. Emerson Jayne doing everything in her power to force that hand to stay at her back, trying to relieve the pressure from Kanji, lifting her up, looking for any way out of this hold, and backing her out to the corner. Look at the way Kanji has wrapped the legs around the neck of Emerson Jayne, though, and she's managed to get the arm. Emerson Jayne, though, doing everything in her power just to stay through this. Oh,
yeah, well, what's she trying to do?
Christ.
She's trying to transition it into that version of the pile driver that won her the match against Kanji last time.
Oh.
And she's got it. Lightning gonna strike twice here for Jayne. No, it isn't. Kanji this time gets the elbow.
Last part of adrenaline from Kanji, carrying her forward out of the corner to deliver that strike to Emerson Jayne, but just down.
Well, we talked about carefully planned strategies. I would say both of those have gone out of the window for both women in the past couple of minutes. Tempers starting to fray. The mutual frustration they both have that neither of them have been able to finish this. Jayne under the bottom rope here. Kanji looking around York Hall, building she's very familiar with. Oh, wow.
Just landing on the back and stomping away at the neck of the apron. It's Kanji.
Kanji had a win over Serena Deeb in the opening match of Uprising here 6 months ago, almost to the day. Kanji having stomped away there on Emersyn Jayne. I don't know what she was thinking there, but it's not going to work, I don't think, because Jayne might look for another one of those pile drivers. And Kanji, the rear waist looking to the German. Jayne going cross-eyed after the German suplex on the apron, another elbow from Kanji.
And pulls Emerson Jane inside, straight back into that Romero special from Kanji, and that's it.
That's it.
Done.
Kanji makes her point at the woman who said that she had let Revolution Pro down. Statement made for Kanji.
Absolutely, you could see the emotion just leave her as her name was announced there. The importance of this moment is not lost on Kanji. And Emerson Jane must have had some of her doubts put to rest there.
Yeah, a lot of pent-up feeling from Kanji, from all of the psychological warfare, the effects of that defeat last month against Jayne. A real release for Kanji to get the win here in York Hall. So now what? When it comes to that undisputed British Women's Championship, I would hate to be the one having to make the decision about who that next title defense of Mercedes Moné will be against, but Kanji has made her case here this afternoon in East London, and it is a mighty strong one.